Welcome to the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show with your host and CEO, Miss Mary Parham. It's sponsored by J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services. This program is designed to be a source of information for current and potential business owners. Thanks for tuning in to the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show with your host, Miss Mary Parham.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and I pray that you had a wonderful Sunday, because it was good for me. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I don't know about you, but I rejoice all day, and I'm so happy to be in this day. I hope that you tune in. I like it so much when we get mail or email or receive texts or whatever. It's just wonderful. Now today we are talking to a brand new guest. Well, not brand new, but not since COVID. We haven't been doing very much. But now we are getting ready to kick off our new year for our students going back to school and all the things that ULR Trio has to offer. And I'm talking to Mr. Howard Jackson. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, Ms. Parham. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. And we are so glad to have you here, because we've had you here before, but we talking now. It's been 2 years since COVID, so let's talk about the students and all their needs and your job. What is your job that you have to do?
Well, I'm the project director of the Educational Opportunity Center. We refer to it as the EOC Trio program.
Okay.
And basically what we do is we help individuals with the college admission process. So we call ourselves like a one-stop shop.
You are a one-stop shop.
Pretty much.
Come here and get one stop, and make one stop and get everything.
Pretty much, yes. You can come here and you can apply to any school of your choice. And by any school, it can be not just traditional 2-year, 4-year colleges, but it also can be proprietary schools. If they want to go to barber college, beauty school, get their CDL, any type of post-secondary training they may be interested in, we can help them apply to that particular school.
I didn't know that. I am so happy to know that. So it's not just college, it's non-traditional school as well, vocational school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How did COVID interfere with all of that?
Pretty much it restricted our recruiting efforts. More or less, before COVID, we were quite active in the community as far as attending college, career, health fairs, any type of event that was out in the public. We would generally have a table, and we set up an information table to pass out our information. So when COVID hit, that kind of restricted our outreach efforts.
Our outreach, yes, it did.
And also,
everybody's really.
And it also limited us as far as we do have community partners where we visit monthly as well. And so since they shut down, that prevented us from going out there as well. So we had to resort to virtual methods.
And that is social media?
Social media as far as getting our information out, mass communications, and promoting our events that we did have, and pass on information about things that's going on, like deadlines for scholarships and so forth. But virtual as far as, since the campus was also shut down, so
yes, it was.
They couldn't come visit us, so virtual would allow us to reach them through their computer as far as still completing the admission applications or doing the FAFSA, even administering placement exams. That can be done virtually as well.
As well,
yes,
okay. Okay, what about the students who were scared to death when they graduated? I have 2 or 3 of them. I know 2 or 3 of them in my neighborhood just have no idea what they want to do. So let's talk about that. I mean, when they come to you, you kind of make them comfortable and walk them through.
Yes, we generally ask them a series of questions as to exactly what it is that interests them, and from that point we can actually steer them in the direction of what kind of school they're interested in, depending on what it is they want to do.
Okay. Registration for any college or any school that you mentioned, any
yeah, I could
even
clear
if they
that
want to
up.
be,
People are getting confused since we're housed at University of Arkansas, UA Little Rock. People want to think that we're a recruiter for the school, but as we're not a recruiter for
just for
you.
the school. And I noticed that too, and I'm really glad, because a lot of people feel that they want to go a smaller, easier pace than starting out at ULR. they need that because they come right out of high school, and a lot of the kids that we talk about when we talk about high school kids, when they come out, a lot of them have been virtual the last 2 years, and that has cut out a lot of the interaction with other students as well as teachers, individually. I'm from the old school, so I like face-to-face, but the kids these days, they love to have the virtual, but some of them we know that did not keep up, so they having to seek out other means like your agency to help them with further their education. I want to ask one question. Is there an age group that you all assist with? Starting out,
Well, since we are federally funded, we got to abide by certain guidelines from the U.S. Department of Education.
Okay,
but
one of those.
As far as there's not actually it's a minimum age limit. You have to be at least 19 years of age. Mm-hmm. So, but 19 on up, that's our age demographic.
Okay, or headed 19.
High school senior. So if you're a high school senior, we can work with you. That's the lowest we can go is high school senior.
Okay, well, good, because now what about people that have not finished high school? Do you all help them with their GED, or you refer them to another program?
You answered that question. Actually, yes. We actually refer them to an adult education program. We have a directory in our office that lists all the centers in Pulaski, Lonoke, and Saline County. Okay. And so we provide that to them. But we do also have a tutorial program, an online tutorial program where they can actually take a practice GED test and work on exercises that can get them familiar with the GED.
Okay, good, very good. Well, how long have you been here as the director?
As a director, since 9.
That long, huh?
Yes, that long.
That long.
Yes,
well, you do a magnificent job, and your doors are always open, especially since COVID. You make people like I brought my granddaughter here, and she was scared to death because she didn't know, she hadn't been able to tap into all the services that she needs in order to continue her education. But I think now she is comfortable. You have additional people, so we're going to stop right now. And is there anything else you want to add? And what are your hours, and how can they get in contact with you?
Our office hours are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. As far as our phone number, that's area code 501-916-3470.
You can always call J. Kelly Referrals at 374-5000. We kind of glued to Howard's hip right now, trying to get all these students who are graduating connected with him in this office. So you can call J. Kelly Referrals, 374-5000. And I would be remiss if I didn't say Reverend Mack would have my head if I didn't repeat that number. 374-5000. Call us, and we will connect you with the office that you need, TRIO. By the way, they're going to be listed in our newsletter for May. So if you are not on our newsletter list, I suggest you call the office and request one. We can have it emailed to you, or you can get a hard copy. And shame on you if you don't have it by now, because so much information is in there regarding congratulations to all of our students who are graduating this year. Even my pre-K students say, Granny, don't forget about me. So thank you so much. Is there anything that you want to add?
Well, as far as location, we're in the University Plaza Shopping Center at the intersection of Asher and University. If anyone knows, familiar with the Big Lots retail store.
Okay.
Big Lots is on the end, and we're like in the middle of that outlet.
And your
mall.
Suite number is?
Suite number is Suite 800.
800, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it, Mr. Howard Jackson. Feel free. They'll be in our newsletter in May. You'll get all the information. We're going to stop for a moment and have a quick break. We'll be right back. as you know, we've been talking to Mr. Howard Jackson, the project director for TRIO, and we are so glad that he's the Education Opportunity Center. That's where we are now.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you had right there at Big Lot, you just come on down the road, and we're right here on Suite 100, 800. 800.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm talking to Leah. Hi, Leah. How are you?
Hello, I'm great.
Well, we're talking, the day is Sunday and everybody's driving home, so we want to make sure that they have all this information because everybody's trying to get the kids out the house.
Okay.
and all their adult children out the house or whatever. But I know that your job is, tell me about you and what you do first before I go into my question.
Okay, I'm an education specialist and I work to help recruit students into our program so that we can get them into some sort of post-secondary education, whether if it's career and technical ed, trade school, or 2 or 4 year college.
Okay. Now you work with a particular group or just all groups of people?
We work with whoever comes in, but we do recruit at events, and I have been spending a lot of my focus on reentry. April is Reentry Awareness Month,
Yes, it
and
is.
this week is also Reentry Celebration Week. And so I spend a lot of my efforts towards returning citizens.
Okay. You work a lot with the what
Community
Correction
corrections.
Center.
Yes,
Okay.
and the halfway houses, the reentry housing.
Our house.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Miss Emily works with our house, but I work with, like, say, Hidden Creek or.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How is that working?
So far, we've had a lot of people apply. There's a lot of interest. I've tried to gather as much information as possible about not only entering into school, but getting out of default, because if they have got themselves turned upside down, I try to help them make sure
Right.
that they keep in contact with their providers so they can become a student in good standing again.
Good, because a lot of our children, they go down too early,
Yes.
and then they still need that educational background in order to maintain a job and stay out, not have that revolving door.
Right.
Is that difficult right now after COVID to recruit students who are coming in?
It's difficult. It's always difficult to just make sure that they understand that they're worthy, that they are just as they qualify for these services as much as anyone.
Anyone else?
Everyone
Yes.
qualifies
That's
for
right.
hope.
I know. Boy, do I know. Because a lot of our young people, they make mistakes early.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then when they are released, a lot of them don't know what to do. And so they go back into that revolving door.
Right.
And me as a parent and grandparent, all these children belong to me, no matter what. All of them belong to me. And I care and pray for all of them. Talk to me about how you get the word out. Do you go to workshops or churches, faith-based organizations?
Yes, ma'am. We go to career expos, job fairs, health fairs. I call people on the telephone. We get listings of potential partners. We go through the Chamber of Commerce. If
Well,
someone
good.
will give us an audience to share our information, then we're going to take that path. And
Well, I tell you what, there's an excellent opportunity that's going to be available with all the national days. There's opportunity to have booths set up or
Yes,
go send information or do mail outs or come through J. Kelly Referrals, because we
Yes.
promote our newsletter every month. But we want to make sure that people are aware that they can utilize the TRIO.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
so many different opportunities.
they just need to know that we're here and to give us a call. If they click our QR code, the application goes directly to them and then comes directly to our email, and then we can contact them.
You don't go to the awards at the prison units and talk about your program there, do you?
Yes, ma'am.
You do? You tell me about that.
I've actually went to a breakfast this morning at the Central Arkansas Community Corrections,
Oh,
and
good.
this
Very
week
good.
there will be an event at the North Little Rock Parole and Probation,
Mm-hmm.
and then there will also be an event at the Central Arkansas Community Corrections
Right,
as well.
right.
And then in Lone Oak, there is also for parole and probation
So you go to Lonoke as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. Is that the farthest you go, or do you go to another county?
We cover Lonoke, Pulaski, and Saline.
Okay.
But there are programs outside of our program in Central. There are other additional programs throughout the state.
Okay. Now, if people have not, because we know they're coming out of the incarcerated system, so a lot of them may not have their GED. We just talked to Mr. Howard about that. And you refer them to facilities as well?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If they don't, because whenever they're incarcerated, they do put a priority on working towards their GED or
while they're in.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, while they're in the program.
We want to reach out to them and let them know, don't let it stop here. We can refer you to an adult ed program, and then whenever you get through that adult ed program, you're ready to get a placement test and head
here.
That's right. Yes,
Amen.
ma'am.
Amen. And your main focus is to make sure that they're job ready or they're educational ready to go out to pursue jobs, to pursue their careers, or start a career altogether?
Well, it's mostly to get them to focus on improvement. If education is the only thing that is holding you back, education is the key to success.
Yes, knowledge is power.
Yes, and there are a lot of times whenever our clients are working and they're doing a difficult job with a high level of responsibility, but there's a piece of paper that they're missing that keeps them from getting that pay or the recognition.
Oh, the recognition, yes.
Yes, ma'am. And so if they can get into a trade school or a school of any kind to get that credential, then that's going to improve their life significantly. And also an important point to keep in mind is this is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
And
yes,
the tassel is worth the hassle.
It definitely is. I'm glad you said that because, work without faith is dead. So we have to work and put faith in it in order to pursue the careers of the education that we want to pursue. It's not going to be given to you. And plus, kids or adults that comes out of the facilities and being incarcerated, they have a stepping stone. They have to get over.
Yes,
some of them have chips on their shoulder. They have to remove that. They have to focus on that they're going to be 50 one day.
Yes.
And they want to leave a roadmap. My mother used to say, leave a legacy. Leave a legacy, and not just a legacy that you've been incarcerated, because a lot of people have, but what did you do after that?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you accomplish? And that's what you all are here for, to help them accomplish where they stopped off at when they was incarcerated.
Yes, and if they're not sure of how to fill out the application, if they're not sure where it is that they want to go or where they could qualify to go, a lot of times they'll just not deal with it. And they need to understand that they're worth the time and investment, and it's not wrong to take and improve on yourself because you can't really help someone else.
No, amen. You have to, when you improve on yourself, it makes you feel good on the inside, warm and fuzzy, to know that, no one is all bad. I keep saying, telling these kids, no one is all bad and no one is all good. We all are striving every day to do better.
Yes, ma'am.
And no matter what you've done in the past is what you're going to do in the future.
Right. And I definitely appreciate the outreach that you give us the opportunity to have because of the fact that it lets them know that their time is valuable.
It's
and
valuable.
That they have just as much opportunity. To go out there and chase it down. Chase it down.
Chase it down. I like that. Chase it down. Chase that opportunity down. You have to.
Yes,
and I appreciate you talking with me, Leah. It has been a blessing to talk with both Mr. Howard, who is the project director, but also his assistant staff that works along with him. And now we're going to take a little break and we're going to talk with Emily. Emily has some really important information to bring to the table. So as Emily gets ready, we'll be right back. Thank you so much.
I appreciate
You have been a blessing. Thank you. talk with you. I tell you what, Mr. Howard Jackson kicked us off about the TRIO program, and then Leah talked about the reentry program. So it is good to talk to you about the services that you provide for TRIO. If they don't remember anything else, just remember TRIO. TRIO is what we are on today. We're here in their beautiful facility talking about the services. And let's talk about what your job title is.
Yeah, and thank you for having me. I am an educational specialist as well, just like Ms. Leah Irvin. And I kind of take care of anything else that might be around. So I visit high schools. I also visit our house shelter. I go to the Veterans Day Treatment Center. I kind of pop in wherever I'm needed.
Okay, very good. So you have something you want to make an announcement about. What's coming up?
I do. It's really big news, and this is another part of our recruiting efforts. Every now and then we host big community pop-up events, and so May 21st, that's a Saturday,
Okay.
we will be having a EOC pop-up event right here in University Plaza, where we're going to have some free food trucks giving out food. We're going to be here
Wow.
offering our services, but we've also invited other community vendors. So we have Easy Wireless, which is part of the government phone program, so that people can come and just that day walk home with a smartphone for free and a number that works with unlimited text, call, and data. We also have the WIOA board from Workforce, and they are a wonderful partner that gives us some great funding opportunity for our clients.
So let me ask you, is this you're trying to get implemented back into the community because of COVID, or this is something that you all will continue to do further, in the future?
Oh yeah, I think this is definitely going to be in the plans for years to come.
Oh, I think so too. This
Yeah,
needs to be an annual.
we've had 2 in the past, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Oh, as long as I've been here anyway.
Okay.
And it's always a wonderful event.
And that was prior to COVID?
That was in the middle of
In
it.
the middle, because you're outside, right?
Mhm, exactly.
Okay.
We're outside, open air.
How many people are you expecting?
We're hoping 100
Oh,
around
hundreds. Now tell me about the smartphone again. Is this for elderly as well as for anyone, or?
there. Absolutely. So with Easy Wireless, they do have some eligibility guidelines. You need to have your ID,
Okay.
and you also need proof of Medicaid or veterans benefits or SNAP. But if
Okay.
you bring those, then you can just get yourself a brand new smartphone. And they're actually offering tablets as well for $11.99.
Good. And I tell you that everybody should be here. Hundreds of people should be here. Now, let's talk about your services and you go to the different places like veterans homes and even anywhere where people are that need your service. You provide a unique service, and that is to recruit people to come to TRIO plus participate in the program. You specialize in community outreach, is that right?
Yeah, and I also love to help people with scholarships and financial aid. That's kind of a big part of what I do.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of, I wanted to announce that UALR has a half-off tuition for next freshman, so fall 2022.
Okay.
Half off of all tuition, which is a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah, I think so. I have one that's going to be taking advantage of that half off, I hope.
Right, definitely, and hopefully sophomore year as well if they keep their GPA up.
Okay.
can get
Now,
that.
what is the GPA for the half off?
It is 2.5 for
That's-
the year.
Hey, I'm sure that our children have at least 2.5.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
greater. I'm sure they have greater, but at least 2.5.
Absolutely, and one other bit of info about that is that UALR is now test optional. So no matter what your ACT score, Accuplacer score, admissions,
Praise the Lord, praise
yep,
the Lord.
you can be admitted. You
Because
still
the
do
kids-
need a test, though.
Yes, and a lot of kids are, when it comes to tests, especially the ACT, they are so nervous and anxious about it.
Absolutely.
And this will give them an opportunity to prove themselves. And I think a lot, when I was in school, and I hate to go back to that, but I had one teacher that said, it's not the A's you get in school, it's the A's that you get in life. Makes
like
a
that.
difference. I like that. But we want you to have those A's in school and then carry over, even if it's a B
in
in
life.
life. Yes, right. Continue and keep pressing your way through. That's what Miss Emily said. Keep pressing your way through. So I am glad to have you here. And my name is Mary Parham. I'm president of J. Kelly Referrals. And we bring to you every Sunday business to business radio talk show And we have our live program as well as our audio program. And we would definitely promote this program, promote the flyer, and send that flyer to our office. We will make sure that we continue to announce this every Sunday until the event.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
Thank
You
you.
all do an excellent job. Trio is the place to be. If you want to know anything about what's going on, get in school, further your education, been incarcerated, you want to find out where you can go from here, call J. Kelly Referrals at 374-5000. I'll put you in contact with Mr. Howard Jackson, or Emily, or Leah. And all of those three people, you will get the information you need. Tune in to J. Kelly Business to Business Talk Show. Mary Parham, I would love to talk with you about all the guests we've had today and the opportunities that await you or your children. Aren't you ready to kick them out of the house? I know I am. So this is a good way to do that. Find out that you can get the information. Your large tuition is half off this year. So for the 2022 graduates, now is the time. You be blessed and tune in. And my name is Mary Parham. And hey, you can't forget that. I love talking with you. We are having a second cup of coffee. Now I need a third. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show with your host and CEO, Miss Mary Parham. It's sponsored by J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services. If you are a certified business owner who would like to be featured on an episode, please call J. Kelly Referrals and Information Services at 501-374-5000. That's 501-374-5000. Join Miss Mary Parham next time for the J. Kelly on the Move Business to Business Talk Show.